What up, what up, what up? We in the his house. Well, you miss elf. That's what we doing. All right. What's going on, guys? So, I'm sure that we've heard what was going on, but Christian, what's up, brother? 3 mil. What up? What up? All laughs. What's going on with you, brother? You good? Brando, what up? How you doing in here tonight? Everything good? Word. So, yeah, man. I saw the reports today about Draymond getting suspended, which I wasn't really surprised about it. I thought this was the way the Warriors was going to handle this anyway. And I think that the fact that they didn't buckle under the pressure of the public, I think that says a lot about how strong that organization is. I think that is how first class they are. I think that's a big deal. I'm very much feeling that. The problem that the masses have is not only that you saw the video of Draymond. I think a lot of people are over. I think a lot of people are over Draymond. That's what I think the story is. I think a lot of people are over him. And I think they're over his antics. I think they're over his ways. I think they're over his malcontent behavior. I think they just over him. Because if this was anybody else on the crew, if Andrew Wiggins had gotten into it with, I don't know, Kuminga and punched him in the face, I don't think we would be making nearly as big a deal of this as we are. And the reason why we're making a big deal out of it is because Dre is who he is. And Dre got a history of being this type of dude. And, excuse me, I mentioned this in the past, and I still stand on the logic that I think that Dre is going through something, man. Because when I see what Dre did, and I hear the verbiage, I'm thinking to myself, those two have definitely gotten into it in the past. I ain't on the fence about that. I'm not thinking maybe they've had a disagreement or I don't think so. I think that they've gotten into something in the past, and I think it's been way worse than that. So for Draymond to walk over there and basically cold cock him, Draymond basically just walked over there and stole on him. That tells me that there's something else going on with Draymond. It had to have been. Because how come we never heard of nothing like this before out of Draymond? Ever. Now, moving forward, what do we do about this situation? Because remember, him and Jordan Poole haven't spoken since this whole incident. This happened last Wednesday. Yeah. That's a week ago today. This happened last week. So him and Jordan Poole have not spoken. And because they haven't spoken, it could possibly be some friction on the crew. Not just between Draymond and Jordan Poole. It could be some friction. It could be some friction amongst other guys, because very much like football, basketball is very much like football in the sense where, when you got a quarterback and then there's a quarterback controversy where, this guy comes in and plays and he's awesome, and then this guy comes in, or this guy's been the starter, there's a divide on the crew. And in the process of there being a divide on the crew, there's going to be some friction. You got some guys over here that's like, yo, Jordan Poole, that's my man. And you got some people that ride with Dre. So this could be a problem potentially in the future for that crew. Definitely for that crew. So when I think about when I think about this whole situation, one or two things is going to happen here. Either this is going to sink the Golden State Warriors or they're going to win it again. And there is no in between. This is either going to sink them or they are over. No doubt about it. And I hear a lot of people saying stuff like, but before I go any further, let me address something real quick. You never heard me say, Keyshawn, when you come into my life, I really appreciate it, B, if you would say stuff that I actually said. What I said was, quote, I put Jordan Poole in the same category with Tyler Hero. I never said he was better than him. Don't put words in my mouth, B. Don't do that. Do not. Now, as I was saying, when I think about if this was Draymond and somebody else, right? If this, let's say this was Draymond getting into it with Clay. Let's say if this was Draymond getting into it with Andrew Wiggins, right? Let's say let's say if he was getting into it with somebody like that on the crew. I'm not even gonna put Steph in it because Draymond wouldn't do that. No, he would not do that. That's like Jordan and Scottie Pippen getting into it, right? That wouldn't happen. Because I think Dre, as much as his malcontent behavior is, he know where the line is with certain guys. He know who he could talk to crazy. He know who he can't talk to crazy. He know whose face he could get in, and he knows whose face he can't get in. So with that being said, right? With that being said, if this was somebody else on the crew, I think it would have been handled the same way. I really do. Because Dre been there so long, and he's so integral to what they're doing. And if he wasn't, this situation would not have been the last straw. So if that's true, right? If this situation was the last straw, that means that there was something like this that was similar to it. And I can't see the Golden State Warriors letting it get to this. I can't see that. I'm having a difficult time seeing the Golden State Warriors let this be the final straw. Nah, man. Mm-mm. So I think that the Warriors handled it the way that they should have. I think my biggest issue, again, is the fact that this thing got out, man. That's my biggest problem, the fact that this thing got out. Had this thing not gotten out, then I'm straight. This thing would not have been nearly as big a deal because you guys got to remember, I was around when Shaq got into it with Kobe Bryant. I was around when Hakeem Olajuwon smacked Vernon Maxwell. I was around when Latrell Sprewell choked PJ Carlesimo. I was around when Jordan punched Steve Kerr in the face. And this stuff was handled. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not condoning it. I'm not going, yo, this ain't really no big deal. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the way that this thing gets handled is completely different when it's not on footage. It's completely different. So I commend the Warriors for how they handled this. I do. No doubt about that. That's my opening rant. So what's up with you guys? And absolutely, laughs. When you winning, it's a bunch of things that I ain't saying it's okay, but when you winning, there's a bunch of things that people have a tendency to look past. We ain't saying that it's all right, but we'll look past this. We're on to other stuff, right? We're on to bigger and better things. People, what's up, brother? Happy early birthday. No doubt. So when I think about the other incidences in the past, when I think about, can you imagine if we would have seen footage of Jordan punching Steve Kerr in the face, how you think that would have went over? There's a reason why Steve Kerr didn't make a stink about this, because Steve Kerr could have basically blew this whole unit up. I don't want to play with him. I don't appreciate what happened, and not only do I not appreciate what happened, I feel like my life was threatened, and I don't want to be around that dude no more. I don't. So it would have been something completely different. Is it just me, or is it crazy that the two teams that were in the finals going through some of the most, they are going through the most drama. In fact, the reason why they're going through the most drama is because it's in the streets. I'm sure that when the Bulls and the Jazz were in the NBA championship, they were going through some stuff. We just didn't hear about it. I'm sure when the Lakers in Philadelphia was in the NBA finals, they was going through it. Shaq and Kobe and Iverson in Philadelphia, I'm sure that they had some wild stuff going on. I'm sure that Milwaukee had some wild stuff going on in their organization, because when you're dealing with those kind of personalities, not only when you're dealing with those kind of personalities, when you're dealing with each other for that long, and you're in such an intense environment for that long period of time, it's bound to have there's boundness to have stuff become a huge problem. That's no doubt about it. So it's interesting you mentioned that, Last, because I don't think it's unusual. It's just the fact that we're hearing about it with the Celtics. Like, that wasn't supposed to get out neither. Unless they was firing Udoka, that wasn't supposed to get out. That was not supposed to be something that was in the streets. It just wasn't. Same thing with this thing with Draymond. Can you imagine what's because we saw this, because we saw what happened with Draymond and Poole, can you imagine the other stuff that's going on? Like I said, imagine what would have happened if we would have saw Jordan punch Steve Kerr in the face. Imagine if we would have saw Latrell Sprewell attack PJ Carlesimo and choke him. Imagine if we would have saw that. Sprewell is out the league. Not only is he cut from Golden State, he out the league. He no longer plays in the NBA. It doesn't happen. He is over. His career in the NBA is finished if that footage is leaked. He is finished. No doubt about that. Over. No doubt about that. So, King, that's not true. That is not true at all. And how do I know that? I know for a fact that Kobe Bryant has a lower scoring average than Bird in elimination games. I know for a fact that Kobe Bryant has a lower scoring average in closeout games. I know that for a fact. So, no, he is not a better playoff performer. That is not true. No, it is not. It is, Labs. No doubt about that. Here's the thing, Lamar, and I got to tell you, James Harden is going to look fantastic early on. I'm telling you that right now. James Harden isn't going to look good. James Harden isn't going to look, he's going to look fantastic. He might be my sleeper for league MVP because he's going to look great. He is going to look fantastic. The question that needs to be answered is what is it going to look like come playoff time? Because that's the difference with him. I knew it. I knew he was coming into camp slimmer. I knew that. That was not news to me about James Harden. I knew it. I knew he was coming into camp slimmer. I knew he was coming in, he's going to look sharper. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. So, yeah, I don't like that neither. I do not like that neither. Well, and you can very well answer that question really simply, Michael. What happened with Kareem when he punched dude in the face? He straight broke dude's jaw, by the way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Broke his jaw. No doubt about it. Straight broke his jaw. Yeah. The question that I had this conversation with the fellas a couple nights ago, because maybe I'm seeing something different from Jordan Poole, because Jordan Poole is going into year 4. You young dudes, you need to school me to who Jordan Poole is. Because my question to you, I had somebody tell me that Jordan Poole at his best is 27, 28 a game. That's what somebody said to me just yesterday. So if that's true, at Jordan Poole's apex, at the top of his game, is he Bradley Beal good? Because when I listen to you guys talk to me about, because when I listen to you dudes, not necessarily you guys, but when I listen to people talk to me about Jordan Poole, they talk to me like Jordan Poole is the next coming. Right? They the next coming. Oh, hey, what's up, brother? They talk to me like Jordan Poole is the next coming of the 2 guard. So is at Jordan Poole's apex, is he Bradley Beal good? Is he CJ McCollum good? How good is Jordan Poole at his apex? Because again, we're in year 4 right now. We're going into year 4 this season. How good do you think he is moving forward? At the apex of his career. So let's say we're in year 7. What are we looking at? What does Jordan Poole look like? Beal is a low ceiling? Because Beal is 30 a game. Beal led the league in scoring, and Beal is barely a top 20 player. Add that to the fact that Beal is a number 1. You guys are talking to me about Jordan Poole, what he looks like on Golden State. Is he doing that in Washington? What he's doing right now, is he doing that in Atlanta? Take DeJounte Murray off that crew and put Jordan Poole on that crew. Is he doing that in Atlanta? Is he doing that in New Orleans? If he's on a crew where he's the focal point of the O, as opposed to being he's the second guy off the bench, is he doing that? I mean, because a couple of nights ago, I got let's see. I was told about he had a move in preseason where it looked pretty sharp. I didn't see the whole thing, but it looked pretty sharp. So if that's true, right? If that's true, he was going up against rotation guys. He was going up against guys trying to make the crew. What does Jordan Poole look like if he's running with Dame Lillard? What does he look like on a crew where he's the focal point of the offense? Because the first thing I think about, guys, is I think about that number 2 wide receiver who looks awesome as a number 2 wide receiver. But when you put him on a different crew in a number 1 role, which is what you guys are telling me. Because when I listen to you guys talk to me like Jordan Poole is, when Klay Thompson is gone, he's going to step into that role and he's like 25 a game. I'm interested, man. That's what I'm thinking, Brando. Is he that good? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, old head. Because I'm just trying to make sense of how this works. Because it looks really good. I'll give you a prime example. The Cowboys of the 90s, when they was in the bowl game, when they was rolling with Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin, there was another guy on the edge named Alvin Harper. Everybody was talking about Alvin Harper like Alvin Harper was the next coming to this. Man, Alvin Harper went to Tampa and we forgot about him. Alvin Harper fell off a cliff, being the number 1 guy. Fell off a cliff. We never heard from Alvin Harper again. So it looks a lot different when you running with dudes that make the game a lot simpler for you. Make the game way less difficult for you. So, even if that's true, even if Bradley Beal never led the league in scoring, he averaged 30 a game, and he did it in consecutive seasons. So when I think about Jordan Poole, what I don't want to do is I don't want to overrate this dude. Like I said earlier in the stream, I put him in the same category. With Tyler Hero. Now, what got misconstrued was I was saying that he was better than Tyler Hero. No, when I was younger, I put Clyde Drexler in the same category with Jay. He wasn't 23 good though, but he still was in the same category with Jay. So when I think about Jordan Poole, I put him in the same category with Tyler Hero. Is he 20 something a game? Sure. Absolutely. 27, 28. Like I'm listening to him thinking, I don't know if he's that good. Could he be that good? Wow. That's putting a lot on it, yo. That's putting a lot on it. So OG, how do you feel when people have a GOAT list and a best list, for example? Wouldn't be in the best, but Kobe, Steph, KD would probably be in there. Because this is what you're doing. What you're doing is you're switching up the narrative to benefit you. That's what it seems like. One best list where accolades don't matter. I don't do that. No, I don't. I do not do that. Because once again, the reason why we say stuff like what I just got from King, the reason why he says stuff like that, like where accolades don't matter, you're going strictly off being a basketball player and strictly off talent. That doesn't work for me. And the reason why it doesn't work for me is because talent and production both go hand in hand. I don't care how nice you are. What are you producing? That's what I care about. And the accolades argument doesn't work for me simply because those accolades, they don't favor the guy that you love. That's why those accolades don't work. That's why I hear stuff like greatest as opposed to best. My production is what garnered me to be a league MVP. My production is what garnered me to be an all-league defender. My production is what garnered me to be an all-NBA performer. Now, with that being said, there were other guys who were also playing at that level too. It wasn't like I'm the only one. There are other guys playing at that level too. Make sure that we're clear about that. It's not just me. It's not just me. So when I think about a guy like Kobe Bryant, I think Kobe Bryant is a top 5 talent. When I think about talent, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that dude is awesome. Absolutely, I think he is. Well, what accolades did – I'm glad you mentioned that, Tony. What accolades – the NBA is so situational. Bron was better than Kobe in 09 and 10, but Kobe having a better squad got him those accolades. What accolades did they get him? He won the league MVP. He not a league. I'm sorry. He won the NBA championship. Not only did he win the NBA championship, he won the Finals MVP. So he was on a better team. No doubt about that. That part I won't fight. No doubt about that. I won't fight that. Name 5 talent. Name 5 more guys. Keyshawn is going to name me 5 guys more talented than Kobe Bryant. All right, I'm listening. Yeah, Ticket made a valuable point on why he got Butler over KD. He going further with a better team, even though KD is more skilled and getting bounced. Yeah, well, that's what I've been talking about. I talk about production. I care about that stuff and the reason why I care about production is because I've seen more talented players get outplayed. I've seen that. That's not news to me. Absolutely, I've definitely seen that. I don't know about T-Mac. I'll argue against T-Mac being more talented than Kobe. He was just bigger. That's it. That's the only difference. He was just bigger than Kobe. He wasn't a better athlete than Kobe. He didn't have a better handle than Kobe. He wasn't a better one-on-one player than Kobe. I don't think so. No. Nah. I will not give you that one. Ravens got Lamar. You're chilling, DW. If Joker were to win 3 league MVPs in a row, where do I have him ranked on the center list? He's got to win, though, man. That's the difference with Joker. Joker is good to win the NBA, to win the league MVP 3 straight years. Like he's in rare form. He's in rare air. To win 3 league MVPs, let's see, Russ did it. Not Russ, I'm sorry. Chamberlain did it. Bird did it. I don't think Russell did it. I know Chamberlain did it. I know Bird did it. I don't know if Russ did it. I don't think Russ did it. But I'm confident that Chamberlain and Bird did it. I do know that. So I don't think T-Mac was more talented than Kobe Bryant. No. I will argue T-Mac every day. I will argue Kevin Durant, too. Kevin Durant was bigger. Kevin Durant might have been a little bit nicer with the peel, but I don't think he was more talented than Kobe Bryant. I think you underestimate how talented Kobe Bryant actually was. So to get back to Joker, to win the league MVP 3 straight years, like I said, that puts him in rare air, man. That puts him in a different space. And he would have to win. And what I mean when I say he would have to win, like NBA championships matter. Because I've mentioned this to you guys in the past. My criteria for being an all-time great, number 1, is your game timeless. How important, how did your game translate? Number 2, did you dominate? You know, I care about what you did and how long you did it. And number 3, I care about winning. Like you can't just be kicking ass and not winning. So for Joker to win the league MVP 3 straight years, but he got to the Western Conference Championship 1 time. Like that's not good enough. That's not good enough. No, that's not good enough. No. I couldn't put him over guys like Chamberlain, Russell, Diesel, Olajuwon. I couldn't put him over those guys. No. I could not put him with Shaq. I couldn't put him over those guys. No. I don't think Curry is more talented than what are you basing Curry being more talented than Kobe on? What are you basing that on, KK? So I'm clear. I wouldn't put him over Ewing and Robinson and Howard. No, because they did more. Winning 3 straight league MVPs, once again, that's in a different category. You know, David Robinson to win the NBA championship twice and to be a starter on those crews. I mean, that matters. That absolutely matters. I could see him winning in Denver, no doubt. My issue with Tracy McGrady is I think he's overrated. I do. I think Tracy McGrady is way overrated. Way overrated. I watched Tracy McGrady on a crew lose 18 straight games, man. But I got to listen to people talk to me like Tracy McGrady was that dude. Tracy McGrady was buckets. I won't fight that. But when I think about Tracy McGrady compared to other guys, I think he was overrated. His ability to score, he was super talented. I can't fight that. But with that also being said, he wasn't, the talent didn't match the production with him. It didn't. It did not. To watch him lose after being up 3-1 to that Detroit team, I'm good. I'm straight on that. So you basing Dwight over Joker simply off the league MVPs, which I can get with that. I could get with that. But you got to remember too, I mean, Dwight Howard did take a team and throw him on his back and take him to the NBA championship. They did lose. They definitely lost to that Laker team, but he was the best player on a championship contender. I can't say that about Joker. I can't say that about him. What I can say is Joker would Joker be in the same class? Now that I think about it, Joker might be Peyton Manning. He might be the Peyton Manning of basketball. He might be that dude. If he would have won it 3 straight years, we might have to put him in the same category as Peyton Manning when Manning was doing what he was doing. We might have to do that. I might have missed that. I don't know if I don't know if, because I didn't say T-Mac was in Penny Hardaway was, no, I never said that. So that must be a different conversation that I don't have anything to do with. Yeah, it's interesting, man, that they did play in Denver. But Peyton Manning was on the other side of being Peyton Manning. Like Peyton Manning around the time, like what's Joker going into? I think Joker's going into year 7 this year. He came in 14. I think he's either year 7 or year 8, I think he's going into. So with that being said, I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't know. I got a troll in here. I got a troll in the house. Oh boy. Troll alert. So, I mean, Tony, who in any other sport, if you look at it, 3 league MVPs in 8 years, that's basically winning the league MVP every other year. That's almost winning the league MVP every other year. And who is doing that? That's what I like to know. Nobody. And if a guy is doing that, he's arguably the best player, if not the best player in the league. He's right there at the top. 1, 2. If he's winning the league MVP 3 times in 8 years, that's pretty impressive, B. I would give him that. To be honest with you, I don't know about 4, JD. I was thinking more like 5. I think he can play 5 more years at this level. Hell yeah, I take being nice from the door seriously. And you know why I take being nice from the door seriously? Because that's how I was raised. I was raised on Magic. I was raised on Jordan. I was raised on Bird. I was raised on Jabbar. I was raised on these dudes. They didn't become nice over the next 5. No, these dudes was nice from the door. Right from the beginning. This dude was awesome. No doubt. Why wouldn't have Penny been better than Kobe? I didn't know that we was having a conversation about Penny and Kobe. That's news to me. I didn't know that. But Adam, what did Bird, Magic, and Kareem do? I missed it, Adam. Tell me one more time. What did Bird, Magic, and Kareem do? Now, 3 in 8 years? No, I think with Jabbar, it was 3 in like Jabbar won 3 in 5 years in Milwaukee. Magic won 3 in 4 years with the Lakers. Bird won 3 straight. Yeah. But it's not like that's something that's common, right? I mean, Jordan won it in 88. Then he won it again in 91 and in 92. So Jordan won it 3 times in 5 years. Something like that. Let's see. Who else? Yeah, 3 straight is nuts, though. Yeah, 3 straight is absolutely nuts. No doubt. I thought that documentary was awesome. One of the best documentaries that I've seen, Lance. That part, I'm not fighting that. That part, I'm not fighting. Had Penny not gotten injured, I think we having a way different conversation about him. I'm not on the fence about that. If he doesn't get hurt, we having a way different conversation about Penny Hardaway. No doubt. No doubt about it. No doubt. Completely different. Was he Kobe Bryant good? I don't know if he could have been that good, but had he been healthy, we would have definitely found out. Kobe brought something to that crew that they didn't have. He brought that thing that they didn't have. But I think we discount how much they needed him, but he needed them too. It wasn't a one-way street. It was definitely a two-way street. He brought to them, he brought to them what they didn't have. And the example that I gave was the example that I gave was Jordan had the goods. And we all knew that Jordan had the goods and Jordan was the guy. Scottie had the goods too, but he was missing that one thing. And that was Jordan who put it in him. He didn't have that. And when I think about, right, when I think about Kobe, what I think people discount is they discount the fact that, you know, in 07 when Bryant got on the crew, you know, he had just finished year 11. He was going into year 12. He had just finished year 11. James was going into year 5. That means that we're looking at a dude who had over double the amount of experience. So with that being said, we're looking at a dude who comes with way more experience, right? Way more experience. The winning aspect, it had died down. Not only did the winning aspect die down, the allure of Kobe Bryant had also died down. He was in a different space in August of 2007 when he got on that crew. And that's why I say what he brought to them, they definitely needed that. But he needed them too. It's not a coincidence when Bryant gets on that crew in August of 2007, the next year in 07, 08, he wins the league MVP. And the Lakers win 65 games. That's not a coincidence, right? So he had something that and we can't discount experience. Yo, we getting a dude on our crew who been in the league for 11 years. We need that. We don't have that. But with that being said, he's getting on the crew with a bunch of young pups. That's dogs. Anthony was a dog. James, dog. Wade, dog. Bosh, dog. All of these dudes was dogs. And with them, no doubt, my man. Thanks, podcast. I appreciate you, brother. And with them dudes being dogs, they needed him to bring that out of them. They had it in them. The best example I can give you is Jay with Scottie Pippen. Jay knew Scottie had that in him. But he was missing something. And it was Jay who had to put that thing that he didn't have in him. He did. And here's the thing, Zay. Here's the thing, Zay. Not only did he need to see what it felt like to had him other killers around, he also needed to regain that trust because that was gone. Don't forget, 05, they don't make the playoffs. 06, bounced in round 1. 07, bounced in round 1. That trust factor that he used to have, it was gone now. And with getting with them dudes on Team USA, he had to get that back. Because otherwise, if he doesn't get that back, they ain't going nowhere. They're going to stay right where they are. And not only are they going to stay right where they are, he is going to stay right where he is and be the guy who we all talked about. You can't do it without Shaq. You can't do it without him. What up, Lynn? I think Blake Griffin's best days are behind him. I think he's a rotation player at best. I think he's a 12 to 15 minute a game guy. I don't think he's a guy that is going to give you heavy production like he did 5 years ago. I think he's a rotation guy at best at this point. No doubt. No doubt. Best part for me was D Wade saying, ain't no way in hell I'm going to let them say my. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, Labs. I'll give you Bryant. 24? No doubt. You can have that one. That dude ain't better than me, though. Nope. Not him. I'll give you this dude. This dude is super nice. And I got no problem taking a back seat to him. That dude ain't better than me. No. No way is he better than me. And I'm going to prove it. When I saw him, the last time I saw him, I was a pup. I had just came into the league. He had been on that Argentinian national team forever. Forever. Will we ever see a team blow a 3-0 lead? And lose 4 straight? Yeah, we've seen a team blow a 3-1 lead. So it ain't ridiculous to think that we can see a team blow a 3-0 lead. Yeah. You can make the argument that D Wade could have been the league MVP in 08-09, but he wasn't 24 good though. He just wasn't. And I'm a don't get me wrong. I'm not a big Kobe Bryant fan. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. I dug him. I just don't. The problem where the divide comes in with me when it comes to Kobe Bryant is I don't see him the way a lot of other people do, and that doesn't mean that I didn't think he was fantastic. That doesn't mean that I didn't think that he had a work ethic like no other. That doesn't mean that I didn't think that he had that dog in him. I just see him different than other people because I saw him from the beginning. And I saw what he turned into. And he was awesome, no doubt about that. But as good as Dwyane Wade was, and that's the other thing that I'm glad you brought up too, my man, because when you talk about Dwyane Wade in the 08-09 season, where do you, because I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm having a difficult time with this. Where do you have Dwyane Wade? Where do you see Dwyane Wade as an all-time great? Do you think he's a top 20 player all time? Because I hear, and the reason why I'm asking this before you answer that, because I see a lot of people that talk to me about him. And again, I live in South Florida, so I seen him from the minute he got here till he retired. I hear a lot of people talking to me about him like he was Bryant good, like he was James good. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if he was that good. I don't think he was that good. So when we talk about Wade as an all-time great, where do you think he is? Sebastian, you think that Dwyane Wade is easily a top 15 player? Okay, so Sebastian, can you tell me why do you think Dwyane? I'm gonna name 15 players that I think are better than Dwyane Wade right now. I'm gonna name 15 players: James, Jordan, Jabbar, Chamberlain, Russell, Magic, Bird, Duncan, Olajuwon, Diesel, Bryant, Curry, Jerry West, Oscar Robertson, Moses Malone. Was he better than any of those guys? You think he was better than Oscar Robertson? You know Oscar Robertson averaged 30, 10, and 9 for 8 straight years, right? No way he was better than Moses. Nah, Moses won the league MVP 2 times. I think he won it 3 times in 4 years and was an all-league defender. He was not better than Moses. No way. I don't know about that one. And the reason why I'm asking y'all this, like I said, the reason why I'm asking y'all this is because I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, man. I just have a difficult time with where he's rated. I think Dwyane Wade is a top 25 player all time. Yes, I do believe that. That if anybody tries to sway me past 25, good luck. There's no way you can give me 25 players in the history of the game better than Dwyane Wade. You can't do it. Mm-mm. Nope. No, you can't. Mm-mm. So this is what we're gonna do. Hey, all you guys in here, because Keyshawn's the star of the show. Keyshawn is the star of the show. Keyshawn, tell us 25 players better than Dwyane Wade. Keyshawn is stop everything, guys. Stop it. Stop everything that you're doing. Keyshawn is the star of the show right now because Keyshawn wants to be the man. Keyshawn, we're all ears. Tell us 25 players better than Dwyane Wade. I'm not going to say another word. Him too, Hoops, no doubt. I think Dirk is a top 25 player too. Okay, so 16 to 25. So give me 9 more players better than Dwyane Wade. Go ahead. Go ahead. Why was it crazy what I said? Yeah, Duncan is at 8. Keyshawn wants to be the star of the show. So we waiting, Keyshawn. The clock's ticking, my man. Come on, yo. Come on, man. You are the guy that comes in here, and when you come in here, you come right to the front of the line, and you want to let everybody know that you're here. So we're waiting, my man. You wanted to, like Reggie Miller said about Spike Lee, people pay a lot of money for these tickets. You want to be a part of the show? We'll make you a part of the show. You want to be a part of the show? You need 5 more? That sounds like you begging. That's what it sounds like you're doing already. Kawhi Leonard is not a top 20 player all time, but that's what it sounds like you're doing. You begging. Giannis, I'm not giving you him, but even anyway. So let me make sure that let's make sure that we got this correct because I want to make sure that I read this right. Right? I want to make sure that I read this right. So we already got the first 15, right? If I'm clear, guys, we already got the first 15 because Keyshawn has just come to the front of the line, and Keyshawn wants to be a part of the show. So again, KD, he thinks KD, Leonard, Malone, Garnett, Dirk, Giannis, Scottie Pippen. That's 7. That's 23. 23, that's 7. Who else? Hoop, and Hoop, you know how I feel about Scottie Pippen. You know I love Scottie Pippen. I'm having a real difficult time putting Scottie Pippen ahead of Dwyane Wade. A very difficult time putting him ahead of Dwyane Wade. He said Dirk 2. Okay, that's 8. And who else? George Gervin and David Robinson. I'm out. Nope. George Gervin and David Robinson. That sounds like a reach right there. That's what it sounds like. It sounded to me like you're reaching. And that's fine if you are. Because, again, what he's doing is he wants to be a part of the show. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be a part of the show. So let's make Keyshawn a part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, give Keyshawn a hand. Thank you very much, Keyshawn. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Kizzy, because the Clippers did almost make it. And what happened? What happened? What happened, Kizzy? The Clippers did almost make it. They lost to Phoenix when? Well, that's the same thing that happened to Brooklyn. And that's what we've seen over the last 3 years. And that's my logic. If I'm going to say that about Brooklyn, that's the common denominator. It's those two guys. And those two guys either break down or they underperform. One of the two has happened. So if I'm saying that about the Nets, shouldn't my logic be the same about the Clippers too? Because when my wheels started turning when I was thinking about that, I'm thinking, wait a minute, yo. I don't know. I can't say that about these dudes, but then be all in with the Clips, considering almost the same thing is going on with them. Basically, almost the same thing. I think Scottie Pippen was better. You could be a better player than one guy, but that guy could be better at what he does than you are at what you do. So, for example, I think Steph Curry is a better player than John Stockton. John Stockton was better at what he did than Steph Curry. He was better at it. But Steph Curry is a better player than John Stockton. So when I think about Scottie Pippen as a player, and I'm having a difficult time putting him ahead of Dwyane Wade. Even though I do think that he was better at what he did than D Wade was at what he did. I do think that. Straight wilding, who? Straight wilding. Well, how is it different, Kizzy? And the reason why I'm asking you that is because, if I'm not mistaken, Leonard breaks down in the conference. Was it the conference semifinals? No, I'm sorry, in the conference finals. Leonard breaks down. In the process of Leonard breaking down, rewind the clock back a year before that, Irv broke down in the conference semifinals against Milwaukee. So basically the same thing has been going on. We talk about in the bubble in 20, when they fell apart after being up 3-1. Paul George underperformed. Fast forward to 22, KD and Irv underperformed. So we kind of got the same pattern going on here. And it's the one common denominator. Irv and KD, Paul George and Leonard. So it's either injuries or guys underperforming. One of those two is happening. Mateo, man, here's the thing. I think that they're a semifinals team. I can't see the Lakers missing the playoffs again. I just can't. There's no way that I'm buying the Lakers not making the playoffs and Anthony Davis breaking down again. Because if for Anthony Davis to break down again, that means I'm out. I have to be all the way out on him. For him to break down and for him to miss 25, 30 games due to injury again, I got to be out. We can't build it around you because we can't trust you. I just can't see that happening again. I can't. I just can't. Doc was better than D Wade. Yes, he was. Nets, on the other hand, had never sniffed that, and the Clips got better. Well, wait a minute. If we remember, before Kyrie Irving got hurt, they had Milwaukee in the chokehold. Before Irv rolls his ankle in Game 3, in Game 4, they're on their way. They're definitely on their way up to going up 3-1 before Irv rolls his ankle. No doubt about that. That's not my opinion. They look like they were better at that point. Irv rolls his ankle, he's out for the series. I think we're having a different conversation if Irv stayed healthy. I think we're having a completely different conversation. However, these things happen. Injuries happen. Guys break down. And because guys break down, that's part of the game. And we can't trust you if guys are breaking down. So because the Clips went further, so the logic is because the Clips went further, even though Leonard broke down in the conference finals, which was one more round, that makes it a different situation. I can't really see it that way. And the reason why I can't see it that way is because it's the same situation. Leonard breaks down, they go in the tank. If Leonard was healthy, we're having a different conversation. If Kyrie Irving had stayed healthy, we're having a different conversation, whether it's the semifinals or the conference finals. Irv just got hurt one round earlier. That's it. Well, you need that, though. Understand that, Hoop. We got to remember, and we cannot discount luck being involved in this. I mean, a lot of people that I talk to, Hoop, they talk to me about, this team was better. You need a lot of things to go your way, man. A lot of things need to happen in your favor in order for this thing to work. It ain't just we're better than them. No. It's definitely, that's part of it. We're better than them. But there's some other things that have to work in your favor. So the fact that the Golden State Warriors didn't have to deal with Ja for the rest of that series, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. The fact that the Golden State Warriors didn't have to deal with Joker, Jamal Murray, and MPJ, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal, especially considering how these dudes was playing. Especially how them dudes was playing. Julian, don't start the it was rigged nonsense. Give me a break, man. I'm tired of hearing that about them, yo. Julian, how come you don't ever bring up the fact that there was a Game 7 and Vlade Divac told us throughout the season, he said to us, quote, if we get home court advantage, we will beat the Lakers. He said that. Only except they get Game 7 on their home floor and they fold up like a lawn chair. Give me a break, man. Word. That's not your opinion, Solo. You ain't telling us nothing new. Anybody that I don't know who's got a different idea about Giannis. I think he's the best player in the game. That's exactly what they did. They straight sold. I mean, I don't know. I think so. They straight sold. We can absolutely call it that. They sold. Bryant went 30 and 10 in that game. Shaq went 35 and I think 10 in that Game 7. Doug Christie, I think he had 10 points. Chris Webber, I want to make sure, I'm going to say this for the people in the cheap seats that's listening. Chris Webber in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals in 2007, right? In the second half, including the overtime, he played 53 minutes. In the second half, including the overtime, these are how many points I got from him. These are how many rebounds I got from him. For the rest of the night, that's what I got from him. That's all I'm going to say about that. And Chris Webber is your best player. Once again, one more time for the people in the cheap seats. in the second half of Game 7, Chris Webber gives me these many points, and these many rebounds. He plays 53 of the 55 minutes. I'm sorry, that's not true. He played 51 of the 53 minutes because there's 5 extra minutes. It's 5 extra minutes, 48 minutes plus 5 extra minutes, 53 minutes. He played 51 of them. Lash, you know how I feel about that. You are, of all the people in here who know this, you know how I feel about that more than anything. I've always stood on the logic, and I will stand on it until I fall over and they put me in a box and put it in the ground 6 feet, 6 feet. I stand on this logic. If you better than me, you should be able to whoop me anywhere. Don't make a difference where we at. If you better than me, it don't make a difference. You should be able to whoop me anywhere. No matter where it is, you should be able to whoop me anywhere. Same goes for that logic. That logic is 360. If I'm better than you, I should be able to whoop you anywhere. Don't make a difference. No doubt. So, well, Hoop, my man, it was definitely good to see you tonight. I ain't seen you in a while, man. It was good to talk to you. No doubt. I ain't seen you in a while. So it was good to talk to you. He was better. Webb was better than Stoudemire. Yes, he was. The problem with Webb was, and people don't want to talk about it because it's Chris Webber, and Chris Webber is super uber talented and all of that good stuff. But the reality of Chris Webber was he wasn't with the drama. He wasn't with it. When the bets got higher, when the stakes got higher, and the chips got higher, and people pushed their chips more to the front, Webb was not with the drama. He wasn't. He was not. I watched Garnett put 35 and 20 on him. I'm good. I don't hate Chris Webber. No. See, Sebastian, let's get to the bottom of something. Can you tell the people in here what hating somebody means? Go ahead. Because when you speak facts, does that constitute hating somebody? Tell everybody here what hating people means. What's examples of drama? Okay, how about the national championship at Michigan? What happened in Game 7 of the Western Conference Championship? What else? When he went up against Garnett in Game 5. What happened when he went up against Garnett in Game 7? I'm sorry, it was Game 5 in the first round of the playoffs. He didn't give them anything. Garnett went 35 and 20, dominated him. When the bets get higher, the stakes get higher, and the chips get pushed to the front of the table, he is known to fold. That's who Webb is. He ain't with the drama. That's who he is. He's not with the drama, unfortunately. Yes, we was just talking about the reason why we was talking about Webber. We was talking about Game 6 of that series. That's what we was talking about that series being rigged. That's why we was talking about Chris Webber. So that's that. All right, fellas, it's about that time for me. It's good to see y'all. We will do it again real soon. But until then, take it light or take it.